welcome to Wingman's Hangar, episode 27. I am Eric Wingman Peterson.
27?
I know, right?
Rob, Descendent Studios, Irving.
I don't even remember when I was 27, much less the episode.
That was a
27.
long time ago.
Yeah. We did 72 of the... Oh, this is the inverse of the 72 we did over at the other place.
Oh.
Very weird.
That means all told, it's 99.
Love balloons. So we'll be... All right.
Dead baboons.
We want to thank our new backers. There they are right here.
Go
thank
new
you
backers.
Guys very much. The more people that join, the better off we are. Special thank you to Avatar and Gunner for your generous contributions. Thanks. And welcome to our new Undergrounder. Avatar also joined the Underground.
Welcome to the secret club.
So he might be playing the
It's
game.
It's not very secret.
It's not secret at all.
It's not really.
You can join, but
we don't
join by
disguise
just
it
joining
at
the
all.
Underground.
There is no ninja involved in the Underground.
So coming up today, we got our week in review, including the ever popular Studio Snapshot, which is the Blue Dog's favorite thing in his blog. We have this week's most valuable post, forum feedback with your questions and a flaming head, and an interview with one of our Be a Legend backers with our very own Viewmaster. Ooh, can't wait! But before we even get to any of that, we should take a look at some of the
Was that kind of a Scottish
images.
accent that you were doing there?
I don't know.
They can't wait, sort of like...
Things pop out. A Grand Slam breakfast. Rudy Trudy.
That's
I can't.
awful,
I
by
know,
the
right. I'd like a Grand Slam breakfast, please. All right, let's take a look at the Wasp. We've changed the Wasp. We've updated it. We've added more volume to make it easier to hit.
Beefier.
It's beefier. It is. We've raised the center section up a bit, about 20%. We've also moved the guns into between the engine cowlings there,
That's
so
gonna
that
make it a little easier to shoot.
Yeah, which was funny because you had to see people could just fly right at you and be avoiding the guns.
It's
so
a
there
test
it is
of
from the
skill.
back. Yeah, it is.
We're gonna do a special segment called Wasp Weight today.
Wasp weight?
Yes.
Wasp weight. Well, and also, hey, that's not all we're working on this week. We also have the launcher patcher, which is what we're gonna be using to get the game to the proving grounds and then to early access people and then Steam
That's
early
a
access.
concept.
So this was an early concept, one of the first
Which looks
ones.
pretty cool.
It looked a little bit like Windows.
That one
actually.
looks like a picture frame.
It did a picture frame with like it's American Ninja Warrior thing there, and then we finally settled on this. And whether or not the Descent goes on top or the picture gets bigger is up for major debate in the studio.
Not really major debate. It's a little tiny debate. Just don't have any special characters in your password. You will not be able to play the game. And you will be locked out for 1.44 billion seconds.
Yeah, you were locked up forever.
1.44 billion seconds is what the message said yesterday.
You know, and we've also got a new map that's been checked in. We're going to be playing this afternoon.
Ooh, Hot Pockets?
Hot Pocket. Yes, it is Hot Pocket. But we call it Mobius.
Skate park. Oh, Mobius.
Mobius.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
not
not new. It's just
it's new.
pretty
It's
now.
new for them. They've
And that's without the
robots.
new lava, which looks cool.
Exactly.
Cool,
You can see it. Check it out there, and this is kind of what Mobius is going to look
Good
like.
job, CG Bot.
Yeah, CG Bot is on board making our maps for us now, along with the magical, masterful Matt is also. So there you go.
That
This is
one
Mobius.
looks very, very nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this afternoon. Now we've got the lighting built in there, so our frame rate will be nice too.
Yeah, it was a little chunky when we.
Yeah, that's
well,
how
we had a lighting error that we couldn't figure out for 3 days.
I know,
Just
it's crazy.
Constant
Those sneaky little lights.
rebuild.
Sneaky little lights. We got the swarm working.
Go
now,
Swarm,
though.
yeah.
We got what 9
30
machines?
minutes. 30 minutes to rebuild the big map of Pavis.
Go to sneeze. All right.
Whoa.
Sorry, didn't cover.
I feel like I should be flying.
You should be flying away.
backwards.
So, just for context, when we first started doing lighting, it was 6 hours.
Yeah,
to do
well,
a
Josh on
Pavis.
just his machine took 6 hours to build.
6 hours to do a production lighting build, and now it's taken about 20, 30 minutes.
Yesterday we built it like 4 times just to test it over
Yeah,
and over
it was
again.
crazy.
It takes 7 minutes to build lighting on Valor.
Just sits in the background on your machines, and it's a swarm. It works. It took us a while to figure it out, but we got it working.
Yeah,
So
well-
Mobius map is checked in. We'll be playing that today, and that will probably. So this is the way it's going to work, right? Some of it will be proving grounds will get it, alpha, beta people will get it, and you'll be playing stuff before. Like if we go to when we go to early access on Steam, they'll get certain things, but some of those other maps will be cycling through the early access stuff.
But
first.
everyone gets to it first,
Right,
and then Steam gets it.
Right,
And we
exactly.
get to test and see if it's fun. It's like, for instance, we played the skate park yesterday, and it's really big.
It's the skate park.
I'm sorry. What's
Ring
it called?
Sanity?
No. What's the Ring Sanity is the other one. That's now
Valor?
called Tycho. The one
Which
for
one are you
the
talking
one for Hot Rock.
Oh, Rama.
Rama.
Skate park.
Skate park.
Oh,
Whatever.
I
It's
forgot
one of
you said
those.
Well, speaking of
Rama
Rama,
is really big.
It is.
Oh wait, we're talking about.
Yeah, and
Rama now.
we've shrunk it because it was.
Did we shrink
it?
it?
Was far too big.
It was huge.
I mean, it took you 20 seconds to get from one end of the map. It was just this big circular tube. It's called Rama for Rendezvous with Rama. To go from one to the other. And remember when you shot a missile? It took 13
just
seconds.
sit there like it's like-
yeah, 13 seconds for the missile to get from one end all the way to the other and splat against the wall.
It felt like you were moving really slowly because it was so big. When you got down next to the walls, it was great. Although we did actually get to fly out of the map because there were some missions.
Yeah, they'll see some of that in Studio Snapshot.
Oh, did Tyler get to fly to the planet in Studio
Well,
Snapshot?
I don't know if he did that, but we were flying out in the asteroid fields. We were flying out in space. And it was kind of fun. But you'll see why the reason you, in 60 Degrees of Freedom games, that you constrain the users is so that it focuses the combat. If you can fly everywhere, it's very hard to hit people in huge amounts of space.
It is difficult.
And we had that trouble yesterday. You'd have to almost have weapons that hold them in place.
Phil was doing just fine.
So let's show them some Arama. Let's show them where it's at. Here. Oh, look. Our first taste of outside the windows. Yay, we're in space. So I think the thing should go right over the red. The gold should be right there.
Right.
Turn around and show people the outside. Yeah, there it is.
This is Ring Sanity in all its glory.
Ooh, Ring Sanity. That's way better than Ring Ray.
Do it again. The Vulcan is...
Or is that a plasma gun?
That's a plasma screen.
And that's a plasma missile?
Well, right now that's the concussion missile because it's got a green trail. We need to sort out our color scheme. So
well, that can't be a green trail.
Because those should be green.
No, the plasma missile should be green.
Yeah, the smart missile should be green.
Oh, he's pretty cool. What's it look like dead on?
Huh?
What's it look like if you're like right nose down at the surface? Oh, that's pretty cool.
So we are playtesting the PowerUp Manager, which Tyler just finished, and we got into the build last night. But there is one bug that we've humorous bug, and that seems to be a proliferation of. Well, let's just let Rob show us.
There's laser grids everywhere.
Ooh, laser grids.
I want to go out there again.
Yeah, we need to fix the collisions on those. Woo!
Hey, Bixley, you're on my team.
Oh, right. So this is actually pretty cool, man. Look at that.
I think he's outside shooting at you.
Yeah.
Pixley made it to the asteroids.
Too bad I don't have Typhoon, so I can't mine them, but yeah. Oh!
Whoa! What's going on?
Because we're too far out, it's floating point precision errors.
Let's head for the planet!
Let's see if Typhoons can survive re-entry.
Are you about to go into the clouds?
Yep, he just went through it.
Inside the planet!
Woo, that was cool. In space. Now, we do have plans not anywhere near the future to expand the universe and go into space someday, but not for a while.
Here he goes.
I know. Off the rails, baby.
Phase 946.
We want to make Descent. We want to make a large universe out of this.
Sure.
And so, you know.
Phase 946.
Yeah, is that what number 946?
946,
Well,
yeah.
and you guys will help us get there. Let's take a look at some of the hot rock concepts. We talked last week about the new map type. So this is kind of the ball that bounces off walls and can be passed. And we actually changed the concept a little bit based on somebody's feedback in the underground, right? We were talking about having it blow your ship up.
Blowing your ship up. We're talking about maybe it just bouncing off.
Yeah, maybe just shooting off in other directions.
Because killing you is kind of punishing for just
I tend to agree.
playing the game.
I think that was Who was that? Tron or Shogun?
Might have been Tron, actually.
It was a really good idea. We liked it, and so it's a better idea. You've changed.
You have influenced the game.
Right, exactly. Our PowerUp Manager has been improved.
The PUM.
The PUM. PowerUp Manager.
Tyler calls it PUM.
The Pixely 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 PUM is working
Or
well.
P-PUM, for
It
sure.
actually changed the way the game's played quite a bit.
Way better.
So it is way better, and now that
better.
allows Rob to balance things out correctly, so that you can actually, when you make changes, you know they're going to work and they're there for the right
And
reason.
ships drop energy and shields.
Yes, you get the reward. There's nothing worse for a while than when you kill somebody and you get that. You know, yes, I killed him, but then where's the reward that you've killed them? You know,
See, now we have that exact mechanic you want, where that one person, Pixely usually, is running around the map with all the power ups, and then suddenly you finally kill Pixely and just this
yeah, and then a splat.
power up explosion.
And then it's the fight for the power up explosions.
Oh yes,
So that's going on.
much better.
And of course, you know, it wouldn't be a week without somebody in the studio audience doing something special for an MVP. Let's take a look who it is.
Hi,
Hi, welcome to Most Valuable Post, where we celebrate someone who's made a positive contribution to the Descent Underground community. This week, we celebrate somebody who was inspired by our Kickstarter trailer to go back and add some sound and some really awesome music. So congratulations, Mystikgypsy. You're this week's Most Valuable Poster. And for those of you who haven't seen the video, go right here and check it out. It's awesome.
Congratulations,
Mystikgypsy.
Yeah, man. He did. It's really cool. We love it when people take the stuff we're working on and create their own vision and their own version. You know what? It wouldn't be right just to make people go search for it. I mean, I'm sure we'll post a link in the things there. But right, Mike, we'll post a link.
Why, yes, we'll post a link.
There you go.
Or we can just show it to him right now.
Why don't we do that? Let's show the video. Let's roll it.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Discovery, Roger. Go for deploy.
20 seconds to LOS TDRS.
Wow, that is really cool. I mean, that is neat. It's kind of funny because we're working on a new trailer now, a couple of them, and that's similar to a direction we're kind of...
There's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, there is a lot. And so the more better. You know what we forgot, though? We forgot to show them what hot rock we settled.
Yeah, we were talking about the hot rock, and then we just sort of, well, as we tend to,
we
wandered off somewhere.
Yeah. Let's show that there it is right
Aha!
there. Yeah. It's like a little plasma ball. It's going to bounce around, and when you pick that up as your ship, it's going to, that whole effect should go around your ship, so everybody will know who has that and is carrying it around, so it highlights them. And it also creates a point of focus for people that are streaming to show. And you know what else we didn't do? On the PUMs?
We have new power-ups.
We have new power-ups. And
New
yeah,
and
why do we have new power-ups?
Because it was hard to distinguish them. They
were all these yellow,
popping.
we knew they were a power-up, but you didn't know what they were.
Smitty tried out a bunch of different things, and we came up with, okay, so that one's got a circle around it, which means it's an amplifier. It's not a specific category.
Right.
That's got a triangle. It's a gadget. Mm-hmm. That one's, it's green, which means it has plasma, and that missiles are diamonds. And, of course, the Mega Missile. We're not changing the happy face. We're sorry. We can't help it.
Yeah.
And then what are they, hexagons? I think that's six. That's 6 sides. Yes,
Vulcan's,
hexagons are
weapons. Right. So not only do we have the shapes changing, but also the colors change based on what they are. Yeah, so it's like, it sort of trains, your mind gets trained on what you're doing and what you're looking at. So there might be a time where you go, yeah, I already got that. I'm not going to go over there and expose myself. I've got a good spot. So, yeah, good job, Smitty. And now I think we need to talk to, Mike takes the time to talk with one of our Be a Legend backers. Take it away, View My Stuff.
Hey, I'm sitting down with Ron Clee Clifford, and he's one of our Be a Legend backers, and we're just going to take a moment to learn a little bit about him. Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Doing good.
So I understand you've been pretty involved in the Descent community from pretty much day one of Descent 1. Tell me about how you first learned about Descent.
Well, Descent was installed on my stepfather's computer, and I got involved playing that a bit. Used all keyboard at the time, couldn't stand using mouse. We didn't have a joystick or anything, so that's how I learned. And I remember the materialization centers just spawning out waves of drones, and I was so terrified by the game, but I had to beat it. And a couple years later, when I got my own computer, I actually did go through and finish it. And then got Descent 2, played it on Kali for a bit. 99 got it for my birthday, Descent 3 for my birthday, right around the time it came out. And once I finished the single player there, jumped right into multiplayer. Did a whole bunch of stuff with the wild cards, helped out. Actually, I took over the Descent 3 Teams League in about, I think it was 2001, 2002, somewhere in that time frame. And we did this massive online tournament, 16 teams. Went on for about 6 months. It was a Team Anarchy Capture the Flag tournament. And
wow.
Oh, it was so much fun.
So now you said you were pretty much kind of cleaved to keyboards all this time, but apparently you've been kind of making a transition over to mouse.
Well, yeah, actually what happened was in Descent 3, I got really good with two of the most powerful weapons in the game, which is the Mass Driver and the Fusion. Descent 1, which I just started going back to recently, you only have the Fusion, and weapons like the Vulcan are what dominate the game, Vulcan and Spreadfire. And it's really hard for me on keyboard to be able to just focus on a target for longer than a couple of frames. So I'm switching over to keyboard, trying to get the aim down. It's got a long way to go, but it's so far so good. It's a good experiment.
So apparently you're not satisfied with just playing with the mouse. You're also helping contribute with some code to the Descent Retro version of the game. Tell me what's going on with that.
So we discovered a bug. A couple people, one guy in particular, he's in Japan. He discovered a bug where if you try to move the mouse like straight up or straight down really fast, for whatever reason, your ship turns really slow, a lot slower than it's intended to. And we looked into the source code and we found, well, it only updates the position once every frame. And Descent Retro runs at 200 frames a second, but a lot of mice don't run that fast. So there'd be frames where it would just record no movement, and so your ship would just kind of stay still for that frame.
Right, it's all about that buffering of the inputs. We had the same problem with a little bit a while ago with Descent Underground, where we were over-receiving the inputs from joysticks and overshooting our moves and everything. So we finally got that sorted out. Are you getting ready to play some Descent Underground with a mouse?
Oh yeah, I am so ready.
So how did you run into the Descent Underground effort? How did you discover us?
So when I was getting back into the game last year, a friend of mine, he goes by Zappafan, invited me to his Facebook group. And I kind of was like, well, I don't know if I want to jump back into Descent or not. And the beginning of March, I decided I was going to go ahead, start playing again, started basically getting involved with the Descent Rangers community, stuff like that. And 2 days later, there's this post. Check this out. What do you guys think of this? And it's Descent Underground Kickstarter. And I went there and I was like, wow, I don't know about this. But a couple days later, there was a video put out by Eric and Rob, and I'm like, these guys are listening. This could be something special. And the more I learned, the more I realized that this isn't just a one-off, I like a 6 Degree of Freedom game project. This is going to be the real thing. And that's what encouraged me to go ahead and back the project.
So you were convinced that maybe we might be able to pull it off when others have not.
Correct. There's a lot of 6 Degree of Freedom games. I consider myself a 6DOF junkie. I've bought all but maybe like 2 of them. I'm involved in alpha testing for 3 of the projects that have come and gone over the years. And they all have something good about them, but it's still not Descent. Descent had the total package. Even Descent 3, which a lot of people say is the redhead stepchild of the series, that still captivated a lot of people, and there were a lot of people playing it. And it's nothing like any other game out there.
Well, we have a lot of high expectations in the original Descent community and fan base, and we're looking forward to meeting those and then some. So apparently you're not any stranger to streaming and podcasts. Tell us a little bit about your podcast and your streaming channels and where we can find you on the web.
Sure. So I've been involved with something called the Six Gaming Podcast, which was born out of our World of Warcraft guild that we've had for 7 years. We ended up, we stopped rating, like, I think in February of this year, but we kept going with the podcast. So we're kind of growing this community of gamers over time. And we've had this podcast going for almost 2 years now. And it's called the Six Gaming Podcast. We're at facebook.com/6gaminggg is the URL of that one. And then we found a couple people in the Descent community, Dr. Zing and Morphod. The three of us have gotten together, and we're doing something called the Self-Destruct Sequence Podcast, which, of course, is all about Descent.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to. I hope we get some mention there on your Self-Destruct Sequence podcast.
Oh, weekly.
Also, we're close to releasing the Proving Grounds, and I hope we look forward to seeing some play there on your Twitch channel. Absolutely. That's going to be at twitch.tv/Ronckley. And I play a lot of games on that channel, but I record every Descent Champions Ladder game that I play. It's streamed through Twitch. Archives are on YouTube. I have a lot of fun doing that. People love my commentary because I'm kind of like swearing the whole time. It's right. It's kind of not PG, but a little blue.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we have a lot of fun doing that.
Well, we look forward to getting our ladders up so you can start ranking there as well.
Absolutely, I look forward to it.
Listen, Ronckley, it's great to have you here and great to have you on the show. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, always cool to meet some of the Be a Legend backers.
Our community members are awesome.
They're huge, and not in a huge way, but in a nice way. So they're huge to our success. Yeah, well, everything's the fat guy.
Oh,
so anyway, thank you guys very much. And if you are a Be a Legend and you want to, there's a thread out there. Michael put that across there. Make sure you go sign up for it, coordinate with Mike, and we'll get you on the show, whether you want to be or not.
I guess they have a choice.
I think, they really
if you don't want to be, it's okay.
If they don't want to be, they still have to be. And guess what time it is?
It's time for Forum Feedback.
That's a smoking head there. Time for Forum Feedback. Let's get right to it. From Tyken, an undergrounder. Will the soon-to-be-released underground release, that's a lot of releases, run on Windows 10? Yup. And I think we also have DirectX 12 working right now.
We are. We have been testing on DirectX 12, and does that make the frame rate go...
Right. From Fluffball, also an undergrounder. When designing a new game mode, do you approach it with a specific goal in mind, or are you brainstorming for ideas that seem fun? That's kind of... What do you think?
We're definitely looking for fun.
Definitely
looking for fun, but mostly it's just whatever Eric dreams up, just pops into his head. Usually at 5 o'clock in the morning.
When I wake up,
sitting on the pot.
And it ain't all me.
Game mode.
It's actually I think the answer to that really is all of the above. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff.
You never can tell what'll inspire you.
No, everybody's got a lot of things. I think the Hot Rocks was sort of talked about as a way of having some sort of focus of objectives. And so whatever the conversation leads, we end up kind of, most of them we know what we want to do, like, capture the core, anarchy.
Yeah. A lot of it's very
FPS,
familiar game modes,
right. But then there's others out there that depends on, I don't know what really drives it. It's just like a creative spark. I believe Hot Rocks was actually started. Michael, I think you're the one who started the process of having that discussion that eventually led to Hot Rock.
Right? Well, that discussion started as, hey, what can we do that allows us to watch and observe, not necessarily as an esport or as a
audience participation?
What can we do? What can we do to make What can we do to make our game more YouTube or Twitch or streamer friendly?
Right.
And we've got all kinds of cool stuff coming for that to do that. And so and that came up, and it was a fairly easy thing for us to do. And so that's how Hot Rock came about. And
at the end of the day, there's one rule, which is the fun rule.
That is true.
It always comes down to that. And you know what? We may test some things out and go, woo, that's not fun.
If it's not fun, it's not fun out it goes. And that's going to be you guys who will help us test that. So all the above. We've got, the core game. We've got other side games. And, we want to try to use the core game mechanics as much as possible to create different varieties of experiences for people so the game has staying power. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing by bringing Descent back. The first game was really good for back in the day. But, you need to do more, and people expect a lot more now from the game type. Not everybody's satisfied with just the single core experience. They want different strokes for different folks. From Blarney77, also an undergrounder. Is there an easy way to post a D2 level into UE4? I have a couple of my own levels I would love to be able to convert for DU. Easy way.
Well, strangely enough, this week's Design Underground, or this coming Monday's Design Underground, we'll be talking about building maps. So perhaps we can.
It's not easy, but it's not super hard either.
It's gotten a lot faster.
Dracona was able to knock one out. She did Valor, and it was a map she'd created before, and she did it in about 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And our toolkit's gotten even better now. We've got more pieces.
Now, admittedly, Ring Sanity, now called Tycho, it's took a little bit longer than that.
It's still a WIP.
It's the most, well, it's just missing a corner piece, and that's going to be
but it also, the game type for it is going to have to be, it's huge.
It is ginormous.
It's huge.
And
it's really cool,
But building that center room took forever.
The Icecapades?
Yes, the Icecapades.
That's from Warlock. Can we expect maps with alien life forms, small animals climbing the walls, fungi making the walls glow, etc., to give some color and ambience to natural rocky tunnels in asteroids? Well, that's interesting. I think he kind of posted a picture, Mike. Do you have a...
Ooh.
So he's and that's actually pretty neat.
Has to be something that can survive with no atmosphere.
We've got some minerals to mine, and we've got a lot of things that we're going to be doing in asteroids. We have a look like that already, but we haven't actually defined the lore of what's causing the lighting and all that other stuff in natural caves. But that's
interesting to do something like
we
that
got
for
crystals,
some variation.
I think we might. That might be. You might have impacted the
small
game.
animals. Not sure about that.
Yeah,
one.
could you imagine a little puppy flying around, little angry cat or whatever, disinterested kitty or whatever the hell the one's going around.
Grumpy cat.
Grumpy cat. From Corbin, grumpy, disinterested, not, about the rest of the audience has already left the thing.
The people who are all completely tuning out right now.
The ones that are just not, with the heads down looking at something else.
If you're still here right now, thanks.
You made it through, right?
Good job.
And you're one. From Corbin, also an undergrounder. If you had to pick one feature other than 6 Duff to be the most important feature of DU, what would that be? Ooh.
Well, he took my answer.
Well, what else would you like? I mean, if you could choose
the most important thing in our game.
Just one, most important thing.
Other than 6 Degrees of Freedom, which, kind of is the whole thing.
It is.
Fun. It's like
but that's not a feature so much.
I would say right now the thing that I'm most focused on getting done is multiple game modes.
Yeah, lots of different variety of game modes is big. Those are
having
big features.
The variety available.
It's not one answer, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's
I would say Mega Missile.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. And yesterday, it broke Eric's heart because the PowerUp manager was in and the Mega Missile wasn't respawning at all. So Eric had no megas.
My score took a tumble.
Yeah.
A major tumble.
Big old tumble.
It's back and working today.
Yeah, I know. It's slower. I just fixed it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, did you? What is the Mega Missile respawn now these days?
It's a very, very variable spawner. It's 20 to 45 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, so it varies.
So you can't just sit on it.
Oh, that's cool.
We don't want you sitting in that room and just
like World of Warcraft, where you wait for the bear to respawn.
Wham, 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 over and over again.
I like it. And now, of course, here's Keith McCormick with this week's Build-A-Bot update.
Take it away, Keith.
Hi, Keith Dunkelza McCormick here for Descent Underground's Build-A-Bot contest, where you have a chance to build a bot that goes in the game. We're still in our final stage of the contest, where you are designing advertisements for the Incendious Boss Bot. We've already had some great submissions, and this week we got a couple of great ones. Check out this cross-genre promo by Custard. And we also got this wonderful advertisement by Warlock. And if you notice there's a logo that they both share. And I wanted to give a shout out to DEFCON X for sharing that logo with the other members of the competition. That's some really good sportsmanship there. So anyway, time is running out to submit your advertisements. So make sure you go right here, get your entries in, because very soon we're giving away that 290X video card.
One more week?
One more week. It's very cool.
One more week.
Lots of talent out there. I think it's neck and neck between 2 people right now, and we don't want to. I don't know how Keith's got the scoring, but it's coming up. Right. So what's coming up at Descendent Studios this week? Making plans for early access, both on Steam and off. So We're getting close to that point where we can release it. Proving Grounds Alpha, Beta, Steam. We want to get that up. It's not very far away at all, actually. I mean, matchmaking is now in. We're testing that. We're now balancing how to honor the backers from Kickstarter, as well as getting the people on Steam involved, and how to get that working to where it doesn't, to where it feels comfortable for everybody.
PowerUp Manager is working.
PowerUp Manager is working. Launcher Patcher. Well, Launcher Patcher is working, but it needs to be stylized.
Mostly working.
Yeah, right. Sometimes.
We had some issues.
It's occasionally working. But that's what we're going to be using the Proving Grounds to help us test. And right now we've got about, I think it's about 10 people that are advisory board or friends and family that are testing with us. And now we're about to pass it over the fence to
200
to like 500.
500?
Yeah, I think it's 500
that's a lot of
people.
Proving Grounds
Yeah, you
people.
have it. And so that'll help us test. And we'd also be able to tell how many people we can handle on a server, how many do we spin them up fast, that kind of stuff. So once we then take it to the alpha beta folk, very soon after that, and we go to 10,000, and then we go to Steam, and hopefully hundreds of thousands, right? Millions? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to undershoot.
Yeah,
there.
what the heck?
Then we'll be able to
Hundreds
handle
of millions. Okay, maybe not that much.
Maybe not, but I would settle for hundreds of thousands.
I would be perfectly cool just to start up with another 10,000. Let's get baby steps.
Speaking of that, when it does come out, make sure you spread the word. We need to get people playing the game because we need people in there to shoot to kill.
Join us so Pixley can shoot you too.
To the dark side, right. So Proving Grounds is nearing completion. We're launcher patcher bug squashing. Matchmaking is now being tested. It's actually working on the server side, and now we're hooking it up to work on the client side. So I think we can only have 8 people in a match at the present moment. We can have more, but we don't. Actually, we can have more, but we don't have maps that'll handle.
We could put everyone in Tycho.
Well, Tycho will probably handle.
Tycho's lighting is so bad right now.
Yeah.
I apologize.
But we can swarm it. We're getting there. And we're also working on game trailers. Expect when we get ready to launch this on Steam, we will have a bunch of new game trailers, or at least one very, very
I was
new
going to say,
game
maybe
trailer.
not a
Yeah,
bunch.
we've got some gameplay trailers, and we've got one that's kind of fictional that kind of sets the story for where we're taking it, especially with single player and things like that. T-shirt contest is still underway. Michael post the link somewhere over here.
Wear your shirt.
Wear your shirt, take a picture, send it in. It's very, very neat. I mean, people have really liked the shirts. That's kind of neat.
Very cool.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks to our Underground members for supporting us. Thanks to all your pledgers out there. Without you guys, there is no us. We really appreciate it. We love the fact that you're in this with us together. Subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter channels so you can find out the latest dope when it comes out. If we were in Colorado or Oregon, it'd be real dope. But you can come out and check that kind of stuff out. Submit your forum feedback questions in both the Underground section and on our forums.
Videos.
Oh, videos, yeah. Like we had this week.
Wing Noob is coming
from Mystic
soon.
Pizza.
Mystic Pizza?
No, I know. It was Mystikgypsy. I had to go
goodness.
back to Mystic Pizza. I think that's a pretty good name. Maybe I'll play that as that today. So where are we going to see him, Rob? Underground.